Hey, what's going on? It's Luke Man, and what I want to do today is kind of film an uncut deciphering of a solo off of Under Lock and Key, and it's called Unchain the Night, or Never Unchain the Night. And so, yeah, I'm just going to show you my process for figuring out these solos. So, let's get started here. I'm going to show you my view here. Looking at some YouTube. Taking a look at YouTube, and I'm going to slow down this solo. Actually, to be honest, the very beginning here, we could probably figure it out at full speed. Okay, and so typically the first thing we want to do when it comes to transcribing a solo is figure out what key it's in. So that was just pretty evident to me that we are no longer in Kansas, Toto. We are in E flat. So yeah, just do this swap guitar real quick. Boom. Now we got the barrel caster. And we're once again ready to rock, just ready to rock. So there we go. Okay, and so if you're watching at home, you probably want like some tablature for what we got going on so far. So he has this nice trill that happens. Okay. So what is that? Probably like 16th notes, let's say. Also, real quick, change probably the tuning, I would gather, track. Yeah, let's just tune everything down a half step. Okay. And keep the finger. So it does this trill, right? You know, like who knows how many times, but you know that's the idea right there. And then then this is a nice bend here on 14th fret. We're going up a whole step. Okay, so you got that so far. And then we're playing 8th notes here. And then that's kind of like where I was at. So let's just go back to transcribing here. Yeah, so basically just kind of stuck here figuring out what's going to be the best fingering for that particular little lick there. The thing is, often I can talk a little bit too about what I'm doing. Maybe it's confusing. Like, well, how do you know like which notes right away? So the reason I switched guitars is because we kind of established a key. So like this is basically happening in E minor. It's coming across as E flat minor, but since we're guitar players, we talk about everything as if this is tuned to an open E string right there. So basically, we have that open E string, and then it's tuned down for the song or whatever. And I'm just trying to make sure that he's not doing a congruent pattern, because these intervals here, those would be called sixes, and that's because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes in the scale away from one another. Okay, so yeah, it's just kind of interesting that he would only do it once, and then he switches to thirds because these are 3 notes away from one another. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so basically, it's in this E minor scale. The first time is a 6, and the second 2 times are thirds there. So let's now go back to the tablature document and fill in some of the blanks. So we got so we're about 16ths here. And this is a little slide that happens from there to there. let's throw some vibrato on there, right? So make this note a little longer. Vibrato. Yeah, that's gotta be that way. Don't mind the rhythm here. You know, I'm not an expert at making everything rhythmically killer. So yeah, when it comes to the rhythm, just refer to what George is playing or what I'm playing. But these are the notes. That's what we're looking at. All right, so let's now go back to track. Keep filling in some blanks. So, by the way, I haven't played this I mean, I've heard this solo quite a bit, but when it comes to putting this together, I haven't listened to this at full speed, not at one time. It's always been 75 to 12, mostly because I think, yeah, the copyright, the sync rights aren't going to be super psyched about me playing the original. But also because, yeah, now this way I can hear the notes, so yeah, I'm just going to this like YouTube function here, where it says yeah, this little cog right here. I mean, if you're not already hip to this jive as a musician, probably you are, but yeah, this is like how you can slow these YouTube videos down. It's pretty cool. Nice, easy trick. All right, so now I just need to find my window again. Jeez. All right. Okay, so yeah, this is probably like the most bitchin' lick, or like one of the most bitchin' licks in the whole solo. All right, so we're going. Yeah, so obviously it's like, as I said, one of the most bitchin' licks in the song. I was gonna say video, but it's a song, I suppose. Let's break that down. Let's see what we're doing. So I think we gotta actually count like how many times that Paul Gilbert lick happens. 9 times, man. That's an intense amount of times to play a Paul Gilbert lick as George Lynch, huh? Is it still a Paul Gilbert lick if George Lynch is the one playing it? That's what we intend to find out on this episode of Shrapnel Kicks. Okay, so so that's like a sextuplet, you know. So I guess we'll write it like that. That means 6 notes are equal to quarter notes. Man, and so we're playing this F sharp note, G, A, B, and then back to where we came. B, G. That's all 6 right there. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy and paste that 8 more times. 1. No, that's not gonna work. What are you gonna make me do this the old-fashioned way? Okay, we'll write a couple more. Da 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 da. You know what? If I do that, this, now this comes out even, right? Yeah. So we're gonna go like this now. There we go. Now we got our lazy method. Okay, so we're going 8 more times. 1, 2, 3. Four. Dude. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's kind of fun. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Okay, so now we'll continue down the rest of the leg. Which yeah, comes back down to just natural 16th notes. Okay. God, this is silly. Ba, 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 ba. Let me just make sure that's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. So, ba ba da ba. Yeah, and there's like some vibrato on this note. You know what I'm saying? Oh. Okay, so then there's this bend on the 15th fret. I'm sorry, it's on the 17th fret. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it goes up and then yeah, it's an interesting bend. It's almost like bends up a whole step, and then the second time bends up just a half step here before like fully bending that all the way up to a whole step, you know. But you don't hear like multiple pick strokes, so it's like bend down, down. And then I think we're coming down to the 15th fret to do a full step bend. Ba, da, da, da. Yeah, definitely pretty cool stuff happening there. So, nice little E minor run, just a minor run. If you notice, like every note has a nice pick attack to it. You know, it really slaps these notes so that through a nice tube amp you can hear the attack quite well. I think that definitely is a characteristic of his style. Kind of keeps things very exciting. So, yeah, that's something to take note of. All right, so yeah, just take note of this cool thing happening. He like slides into that. So you know, I like that. I think we all can dig that. So let's go to a tab so I can show you what's going on. What I realized from coaching guitarists full time is that a lot of people are visual guys. For a long time, I was doing coaching and I would just say, oh yeah, it's on this fret. Look, check it out. This string, check it out. And overwhelming amount of people were like, dude, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. There are still a couple people though that prefer to have the guitar visual, so I like to do both, but pimping ain't easy. Ba-da-da-da. We have this cool thing. It's like a grace note almost. I think I'll plug it in as a grace note. So I go to effects. Where's grace note? Also, usually I'm on my calls and everyone knows how to use this program better than I do. And they say, "Oh, it's right there. What are you doing?" So yeah, pretty cool. So there it is. Yeah, it's like bam, bam. But I guess it's like maybe there's two grace notes that are happening. Oh yeah. So like before this happens, let's see if I can do this. Yeah, it would be like this. And then there's vibrato on that. So it's like 15, 14, 15, and it's like a little slide, So, and then it goes back to eighth note to da, da, da. This measure's getting silly. And then into down, 5. And then we do this hammer and pull up thing. Yeah, let's go with that. So that's a cool lick. So he's playing this chromatic thing. Of course, that's not how we play it. We play like this. That's how it really goes down. Alright, so I'm gonna slow this lick down. It's frustrating me. Okay. Alright, so I guess we kind of know what's happening. So here we go, you know, it's like. Ba-ba. I believe it is 3 times. Let me double check. Yeah, it's 3 times it does it all together, and so it moves on and does some like different shit. Da 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 da. Oh yeah, by the way, this is a 15, not a 14. Yeah, it doesn't want to play it because I made this measure way too long. It doesn't come out mathematically correct, but this is a couple of all the fucks that I give right here, and when you know it, it's empty. Alright, so we're going to then it goes one time. Now we're up to like 15, 12, 15, 12, 15. That's getting like hard to see. Da, 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 da. Then let's start a new measure. Let's get out of there. Bam, bam. Whole step bend here. And then hammer on pull off action. Full step bend right here. And it's a bend and release to be specific. Resolve to that G note right there. And there's some vibrato on that. Vibrato. Okay. Actually got some chromatic notes here, which is exciting and interesting. Okay, so really cool stuff. Some chromatic movement, like I was saying. Make sure to get the pick harmonic in there. I just want to explain these things, you know, like got the guitar in hand. Like this is all what makes it killer, you know? It's like and then it's out there, you know? Bow, bow, down. That's what Lynch is big on. So right here, Lynch loves that flat five. And when I say flat five, I'm talking about, you know, another example. The fact that, yeah, 5 notes away from E is this B note right here. When we go down 1.5 step, we get the flat 5. So that's what he likes to put into his solos and his chords. It sounds better without a floating bridge, but couldn't tell you because I have a floating bridge. All right, so we're going. I just wanted to point out when you do this bend on the 17th fret, when you do the first initial bend, it's a whole step, you know. But then you go half that. That's what you're doing vibrato. So it's basically like bending the 17th fret up to the 19th fret and then backing it off to the 18th fret, and then doing the vibrato around that range. And then doing this, yeah, pretty standard, pretty basic pentatonic licks. So let's take a look at some tablature. Let's get that all sussed out. So he's going really cool stuff. Da 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 da. You know, you can do the little pick harmonic on this note, and then it's a pull off to the 12. You're gonna want some vibrato on that 12th fret, and then we're hammering on here. That's something I can hear for certain is happening. And then we're playing 15th again and pulling off. This is like the easiest part of the solo, and yet absolutely the tastiest by no question about it. Except for perhaps this note that happens right here that we did vibrato on. That was cool too. Okay, so yeah, we were gonna go up to the 17th fret, right? Do a whole step bend, and then, you know, obviously the vibrato is happening there, even though I'm not writing it out. And then we're backing off, so there's a release that's happening, and instead I'm writing it as another bend. You know, to get to that flat 5. So yeah, I will write the vibrato. I will have some meatloaf. Wow, wow. At first I wasn't so sure about this whole vibrato thing. You know, there was cartoons, and my amp wasn't working totally killer, but, you know, wow, I will play some vibrato. I think George Lynch is absolutely amazing. This is way cool. Wow. Wow. Okay, so we will do vibrato on this one, and then we're gonna finish this off with a little phrase right here. Boom, boom, and then vibrato. All right, so that's pretty cool. I mean, that was pretty kind of me to do that for you. So look at that. Before this, he didn't understand how I was learning solos and how you could play this particular one, which is absolutely killer, off under lock and key, George freaking Lynch, dude. And now you understand. So that's pretty cool. Just to reiterate, because you know I wasn't talking so much about my process, my cross-guess, but you know it comes down to knowing the E minor scale, right? And then I know it everywhere on the neck. So there was a couple main spots we needed to know, right? There was this spot here. Right, and that wasn't so hard to learn. And then there was the typical E minor pentatonics, right? And then he extended up into like this portion of the scale, like once. And then I guess there was also in the very beginning. So that would be out of this portion right here. Yeah, so those would be the scales, and just kind of like using your ear. I always thought of learning by ear as deduction. So, you know, I kind of understand which of these scales. Well, I understand the key, right? We established early on. Okay, yeah, it's some E minor. Then what happened after that? Yeah, so we kind of take the scale. Okay, so it's an E minor scale. You know, the hardest stuff is some of the intricate runs. Sometimes he changes a couple of notes, you know. That's where things can actually get kind of difficult. Like we can hear right there, that's not in the scale, you know. But that's something that happens very common in music. Is when we take we have the minor 6 chord right here. That's the E minor, and the major 3 chord. Well, the minor 3 chord. So normally it would be a B minor in the key of E minor. It turns to a B, and as a guitarist, you don't necessarily have to wait for your band to do that. You can actually just run it, and that's what George did. So that's why you can hear kind of like a tonal change, a tonality change happening with that. So when this note that's normally the minor third of E comes up to the major third of E. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, it would be we were talking about B. You know, when this minor third of B, which is D, it comes up to the major third, which is D sharp. Now we kind of activated our B dominant Phrygian or our E harmonic minor mode. So which obviously coincides with E minor, or B natural Phrygian. Because literally we're only changing one note. That one note is the D. Instead, it's going to be D sharp. So now every time we would have played D right here, instead we'll play here. We're playing a note that's like 1/2 step higher. The other stuff that wasn't necessarily in the key, but I was able to pick out because I am so good at learning things by ear. Okay. People call me, they say, where can we learn to play things by ear the way that you do? I tell them, I'm fantastic at learning things by ear. Okay. Nobody is as good as me when it comes to learning things by ear. Yeah, I have a decent ear, because I've been doing it for a long time or whatever, but it follows the same kind of chromatic principle, the chromatic precedent, if you will, that I would use with any other chromatics. And this is kind of just what I've seen, is guys like, for instance, John Coltrane or Charlie Parker, they kind of do. And that is basically like that. If we have, it comes down to the space between the notes. So if we look at a pentatonic scale, right here we have 3 frets. So there's like 2 notes between each note. And so in these cases, if we're ascending, I'm going all of them, or just the same. Or what I notice these jazz guys do is they'll go all of them from one direction, so maybe it's up, but then when it comes down, they just stick to the scale, which E minor would be G, F sharp, E. So it's like kind of like that, Or because if you do like all chromatics, it's cool, but it's not as like it doesn't sound quite as methodical or like elegant, I don't think. As when you're kind of like more methodical about it. So when we're talking about 3 frets apart, I'm going all of them. And then as George did, if we're talking about 2 frets, yeah, you just play all of them. When it comes to chromatics, we're thinking about like filling in the notes and stuff, So from starting to do this with your own pentatonic licks, then you can kind of start to get an ear for like, oh, this note isn't in the scale and it was tripping me out first, but now I understand, like your ear kind of hones in on the smaller gaps of notes. And also by learning the scales too, your ear eventually hones in on that stuff as well. Which is a little bit more abstract to start with. But I mean, the more, yeah, like, if you're a dad and you're learning this, you're in your 50s, and you're like, well, I just put on the vinyl, and then I would slow the needle down, and I'd go back and I'd just pick things out by ear, and some of the stuff I would get, and other stuff I wouldn't get. I don't know what any of this shit's called, but like I like to play this stuff. Then yeah, see, it's not very applicable if you look at things like that. It's not very easy now to then go to a jam setting, right? When like you've done everything by ear, so it's like all the time you're just fishing for notes. It's just like, oh, okay, here's the jam suite. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Not as good. Definitely not as good. And then, but if you have it all mapped out on the scale, then you can hear it better, and also you can play it better, because it's like, boom. Like personally, when I look down the fretboard, we're talking E minor. Like I know each and every note on the fretboard. I see all of them right now. You know, it might be a little bit blank, but they're all there to me. And there's plenty of other people that are like that. All the good guitarists that you see, they're like that, regardless of what they say. You know, they'll try to say like George will try to say, I don't know music theory, dude. George Lynch knows music theory, 100%. Even though sometimes he talks about it like ass backwards. He'll be like, oh yeah, major third. It's not a major third, something like that. You know, pentatonic. He won't play pentatonics. Or he'll show a lick. This is my favorite. It's like if he was showing you this solo that he just played, he'd be like, yeah, so you know it's like this. He'd be like, yeah, it's. And then when he'd play it up to speed, he'd be like. Yeah, so I just played that lick. You know, it was like entirely different than the way he had explained it. But yeah, this stuff, like, I notice just certain people are more in tune to this than others. But, you know, if you like the idea of kind of like learning the stuff, the foundation, you know, where this stuff comes from, I would recommend, you know, shooting me a message on Instagram. That's probably where I'm most active. That's where you could actually get a hold of me. And pick my brain, dude. Like, I feel like I'm just a resource trying to give back to the guitar community that's been really good to me over the years. So, yeah, if you have more questions on that stuff, my Instagram handle is @LukeManShredding. That's one word. Maybe I'll spell it out on this little meeting here. There we go. It's @LukeManShredding. Yeah, and you can hit me up there and say, yo, I saw this video, you know, started to say some things and it made sense, so I'm here, and that's perfectly cool, man. But yeah, to summarize, we're talking about E minor, right? Learning the scale so you see it on the fretboard. That's important. Trying to throw in some chromatics. You know, if it's 3 frets apart, we just play all the frets. If it's 2 frets apart, same thing. Now, if it's 4 frets apart, I prefer to not play all of them. Although I just learned this John Coltrane thing, he does play them all. I like to play a whole step and then do half step. So it's like whole step, half step, or sorry, whole step, half step, and then go all the way back to the bottom. That's how I like to play those chromatics, or same way in reverse. Yeah, we were talking about chromatics, and then also this is like how I learn solos. You know, slow the video down, put the song down, and pick it apart, understand the key, get the right guitar, you know, the right tuning, and then have at it. You know, tell people on YouTube about it. All right, that's it for now. I'll talk soon. Peace.